Hello, hello, everybody. I don't know if it's on or off right now. There we go. Hello and welcome, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We are going to begin. I'm starting a few minutes late, but not too bad. But hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are going to be playing some Hooked on You. Tonight we should be starting a new game because we are going to be going after a brand new killer. We're going after Spirit. We've already gone after oh my gosh. We went after Wraith and didn't get the date. We went after Huntress and my goodness, we got the date. It was wonderful. And then next week we're going to finish off with asshole himself, Mr. Trapper. Look at that asshole. Absolute asshole. But here we go. It's going to be France again. I hope everybody has been having a wonderful evening. My voice is still kind of gone, but I hope it sounds all right to everybody. Let me also make sure that my volume is turned up a little bit because I don't get any desktop audio right now. I don't know why. Let's go check on my phone. Testing, testing. I think that should be good. If it's too loud, please let me know and I will fix it. Me, let's not even watch my own stream. I should have it up though. Let me quickly do this. Pull up my stream, please. Creator dashboard. Manage my stream. There we go. I have been a bit random today, but it's been a lot of fun. This up. I got that there. I got this there. Perfect. Okay. I haven't played this in a few weeks, so let's see if I remember everything. I know we have the mini games to play. I know we have, well, we're just starting a brand new round that we're going through. So let's jump into it. Cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as you've nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open and gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got there. I'm actually going to pull this up on the big screen because then I try to read it from my Streamlab because my game is over that way and I don't want my figure to be looking that way the whole time. You're having no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about yourself. Oops. There we go. What do you know? Oh my gosh. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Cough, cough. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute? Or can I go on? Because I give you a minute, because I can give you a minute, we've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. I'm not going to be able to do too many different voices today. I'm so sorry. Whoa, not now. Ocean. Sorry, France. May I continue? Please go on. Okay, then, as I was... Cough, cough. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of the newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. It's a head, my friends. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. And what will you do? We're gonna dig up that face because I want that coin. I know there's a coin in there because the first time I did it, there was a coin. And I am going for that coin. You brush the sand away from the half-buried head. Oh my gosh. Brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There's the coin. There is no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of the skin fall to the ground and jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of the poor dead soul. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. A coin! You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they are empty. Plenty of room for the gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Well, it's a nice coin you got there, but would you like to spend it right now? No thanks. I do need to actually spend it because I don't know what happens when you do. I'm gonna level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday and I've been looking all over for it. My dude, if you dropped this coin yesterday, that body does not seem like it is yesterday day old. So I think your timing is very off. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. Could you just give it back? No. No. Shh. Be that way then. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation as you feel something bump into your foot. It's a volleyball! When you look closer, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand next to you. You stare down frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. A little help, please. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Yeah, Huntress, my jaw would hit the ground, just be like, oh my gosh. For both Huntress and Wraith and Spirit. Trapper, kind of hit or miss. Look how precious they all are. And then Mr. Asshole himself. Mr. Big Boned, Big Muscle Trapper Man. I'm so sorry. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and the well-tended volleyball court. Each of them each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out, penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers, I don't know, don't be judgmental, but that's just the energy they're putting out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once, and you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? I'm gonna toss it back. You bend down, grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hands. You look her up and down and consider what it might be to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. I try hard too much. They're speaking directly at you, like you can bring yourself to reply. You are in trance. When you snap out of it, you realize that everybody has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion on their once private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way. And nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, France. You're made for this. Well, geez. The spooky ocean voice said, not to be scared. I'm sure it's all gonna work out. Well, no good reason not to. You decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you were derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the volleyball game by just showing up, you nitwit. Well, I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. It's polite. That's the policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's just a game. Existence it is. That is. Besides, you seem to be a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? I mean, they're here to do more than distract from my total domination. Oh my gosh, my voice is gonna hate me after this. That was Wraith. The sigh means that he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill him or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey, France, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, the group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Average. I'm pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd. Nothing, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight! Flight for sure. And technically, I suppose, I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? History! Nice. It's important to know what came before so that we're not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What's your favorite animal? Cat. Definitely a cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? You think just because I'm your typical cute goth girl, I have some specific love of all things cats? More specifically black cats? Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyways. What's your favorite color? Blood red. I'm called the color of love, but love is just another word for pain. What is your dream job? Astronaut! I think it'd be pretty amazing to be an astronaut, I think. It's hard to imagine being further away from anyone than floating in space. The cold, inky vastness of nothing forever. Best flavor of ice cream. Vanilla. My favorite is pain. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself. But enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, that reminds me. I am right. Always. This lesson you should learn before you go on too much farther. Do what I say. You want to survive. Pick mint chip. Ooh, we're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on the island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best ice cream? I have done this before. This will kill you if you don't choose right. Best flavor is mint chip. Oh, so obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper, and pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on the whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but things I do hate, I really hate, you know. Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society's carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose just not to take part. But geez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no. Oh wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and it's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's a lot of fun to be had on the island, along with a lot of love. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean. Yeah, there is. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not literally a ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That is not nice. He isn't nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. And that's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Well, for once, I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's a massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him. He just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth. And the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it endears. Oh my gosh, I can't speak! What if we hang out by the pool? I found the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can't exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? Perfectly good lounge to chill out at right now. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Volleyball. Fuck, I think this would be the lounge, because that's the yacht. I don't remember if this is the pool or not. I think it's the lounge. Yes, good. It'd be great to relax for a second at the lounge. Pick up your feet and look over the ocean and relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Cry, comfortable, enjoy a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing sociopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I don't want to do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on! Just a moment. Mrs. Dwight and Claudia, our activities coordinators. There were also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murder's Island. Murderer's Island. Cue dramatical musical flourish. And none of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall therefore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Surely, anyways, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. I'm sure looks happy, and they're vibrating with nervous energy. This is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of their choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with the options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy here around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our jobs. And the most you can do is help us get off the side. Dwight. Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator. Yeah, something I can help you with. Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start mentioning something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? No, 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 no. I think you're mistaken. Well, it seems like Dwight was asking for help to get off the island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was. But he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway, a couple miles south of here. It is much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits. Quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out, very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island here, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all the money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for the activity on this island. Your decisions matter mostly when I agree with them. Not on that other island. So what'll it be? We're going to the lounge. We already decided we're gonna go on Spirit. We're gonna go with Spirit, not... If we're lucky, we'll go on Spirit. I should have grabbed a water bottle, too. Aha! I'm in luck. I do have a water bottle. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise of the four of us wanting to engage in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate that. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed me when I put on any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everybody by not giving a crap, and when it didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on the island, but turns out I'm not the first to toss those kinds of threats. Excuse me, around on the island. So, thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Oh, look at how cute she is! Are we threatening to end each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. Is what you'll be saying that we get behind the bar? Make a drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right? Right, Dwight? Yeah, right. What will you be having? Fuck, yes! I want whiskey. I think I'll do Scotch rocks. A day like today, I could use something strong. Scotch on the rocks. But it uncorks a very expensive looking bottle on the top shelf liquor and pours you a glass. Do enjoy. Ooh, drink that. It smells like kerosene. You need to embrace the burning. The burning. Wraith! Oh yeah. Why would you embrace that? Burning is... Wraith stuff. Ah! Wraith stifles a sob. No, I can't even think about it. Well then don't. No skin off my back, you weirdo. Come to think of it. Strong, expensive, better the longer you leave it locked in the basement. I hate you, Trapper. Oh my gosh. The scotch is the best. I didn't even think about... Oh my gosh. Trapper guzzles half a bottle and burps. It'd be disgusting if it wasn't so... No, it's disgusting exactly what it is. Since we fulfilled your request, it's time to return the favor. Should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time! Swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest part of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks, but it could be fine, or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, at least I'm picking the topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game where nerds learn their non-sport after-school activities, and I definitely never did that. I am no nerd. Such a nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books. Yes! Novels, comics, fiction, or non, reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. Groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based off that response, but they were so much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you, France, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this? Oh, and it has to be classic horror. The reason should be obvious. She means because this island of horror villains. And also those books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years, so what's your favorite? Fuck everything. I love all of them. Dracula. Give me that blood-sucking vamp. Fuck yes. Okay. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I love all of them. But Dracula will have a special place in my heart for that creepy old bastard. Dracula's classic. That's still scary. To be seduced by some beautiful stranger only to learn later on that they're an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling. Well, I guess, but I was gonna say, despite the deviant behavior of Dracula and the threat of possible danger or even death that he poses, you can't help but get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Same here. Fuck. So what if some old doctor says he's a bad boy? You're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone? Who did they think would buy into that? If you're going to be trapped into a nightmare that's an undead life eternal, which I know a little something about, you could do a lot worse than great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. Yep. Scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Although these old stories that belong to somebody else, I think it's time to make up some stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eyes. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy if she's oh, the bottle! Hi, Trickster. You're gonna come play spin the bottle with us. I'm down for this. Let me get that spin on Trickster. Okay. I thought for a second she was saying her axe, and I was gonna be like, we're gonna spin the axe around? Okay. trickster. Isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the only one who gets to make the rules. I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Why, hello, and who's this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack. I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join our circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea. While also teasing the secret trickster ending. Shut your whore mouth. I need to get that ending, but I don't know how yet. I did go see him at his stage. Like in Wraith's version. However, I don't know how to actually get him. I need to find how to get him because he is my soul. Okay. I've got much, much better things to do. Hang out here. I'm famous. Hello. The rules are simple. You spin, then you swap. Then you swap spit. That's it. But let's be clear. This ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out in the view of public eye. Real romantic-like. Yeah, romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imagination while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults. Romantic, well-adjusted adults. Right, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand, and you put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle god. Minigame consists of 2 parts, so yep. Incoming minigame are... There's no win or lose. Oh my gosh, I love it. We're ready. Alright, here we go. Spin the bottle to see who you get to smooch. I am honestly going to close my eyes and cover my face and let fates decide. So, wish me luck for spirit. Alright, my eyes are closed. Ready, set, go. Fuck everything! You got Trapper. You two are meant to be. Like, you have to actually spin multiple times to get the real result. First, you get 3 times as your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle here on the island. Now get your spin on. Alright, I'm gonna close my eyes again. Huntress! Okay. 2. I'm getting everybody. Alright. Oh, I got Huntress again. Close my eyes. Ready, set, go. Yes, I got Spirit once. Okay. Close my eyes. Ready, set, go. Huntress! Alright, we're gonna go make out with Huntress. Huntress is your true match. Ooh! Just this morning, you were waking up in a strange beach surrounded by strangers with monstrous intent. Now you're looking across the beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races. Excuse me? Oh my goodness, okay. Alright, you can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Huntress takes you by the hand and you sit face to face in a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulder. You're sweating, but not in a sexy way she is. You're sweating in a gross way, like you'd sweat at the interview of your job you're not remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out and so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Huntress, I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. What? You're relieved, but also maybe a little hurt. But it's not you, well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great, maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid that what it might mean to connect with you so early. It's not that I don't want to, it's just, I don't think it's the right thing right now. I understand. Amazing, but also understand this. If you tell anyone I got too soft, I'll break you in half, okay? I'll tell them you almost chewed my whole face clean off. Ooh, I like that. I hate to break up such a passionate moment that we only assume was passionate because we've never spy on you constantly while you're staying on this island. The dinner is being served right away and we must insist that you join. I wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation. When there are so many more interesting things to die from. Those poor boys. Boys and girls. Seems like the next activity is mealtime. How quaint. You're expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area and find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This isn't some prestige fantasy epic that you find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you into a seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And, oh great, terrific. It seems like everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to a certain each other either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Why didn't it? There we go. I was like, why isn't it going? Why did it not move? Please. Oh, yeah, Trickster's here, surprised. Well, they didn't call him Expectedster. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds. And my whole shit gets a little flustered. Hey there, you looking good, France. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit next to each other. No, seriously, their arms are too big and they can't fit at the table when they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice, got it? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite of you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can have dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over spit. We hope you all do enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. It is murder. Would you know, considering what we've been up to? Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just stating facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat, so technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, France, you think what I'm thinking? There's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. Well, you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between layers of meat. Think you might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. Not carving up this delectable meat. Now he's right for a change, because I am with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked, no blood. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest, enough, grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option of. The hell it is. I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate it when we fight, or talk, or even when we have to look each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull as Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing it, you can club it into a second death. Hey, France, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean, dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours, no hyperbole, once they argued over who had the most effective weapon for 72 hours straight. It doesn't matter which one does it, but when they're done, we'll all take even longer cleaning their weapons, all while explaining the values of maintaining your tools, despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers. For some reason, they are terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's the machete, freshly sharpened. Alright, let's see how well I can do this time. Yep, I know. Ready. Always slice. Beautiful. 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 Oh, fuck me. I'm doing so bad. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. It's finally served. For real. Sounds, especially coming from masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? It's obviously hell, I mean. Come on, we're trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easily? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who have been working their ass off on making this perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. It's only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash it through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? Two best things about being dead are not having to eat. Well, that's only one thing. Think about it, France. Number two is no number two. The one less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. I popped my neck and it hurt a lot. Do you see how deep this cut in my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anywhere anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating and they don't like it. I think they want an explanation now. What do you think to tell them? We'll just say it, sorry. Actually, it's not the food or company. I'm just super self-conscious when I eat. Just pretending to be grossed out by dinner so I didn't have an excuse to chew in front of everyone. Sorry if I made things awkward. I'm actually extremely hungry. Yeah, watching people eat is gross, but just try to relax and not worry about what everyone else thinks. It's so important to always remember people are watching you, judging you, definitely not ignoring you, right? Guys, is anyone listening to me? Typically a group that includes one, if not more, cannibals staring at you with meat juice dripping from their chins would be quite scary. However, right now they're barely able to keep your head up, let alone get scared and run away. I'm a narrator, not a physician, so please don't take this as medical advice, but I'm pretty sure you need to eat to stay alive. Oh, hey, it's me again, your friend, mentor, and guide, narrator to the narrator, the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. The only one that may help you survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. Excuse me, I'm getting tired. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you'll pick at least one of them, because there are even more wrong paths, many of them that lead to your demise. Others lead to something so much worse. Starting scene over, and having to fast forward back through everything, am I right? For this place holds many secrets, even from itself, but the one that truly matters can only be learned from the answering the most important question, why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you will learn the truth. Excuse me, the ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious, I gotta give it up to this ocean character. There is some quality early game storytelling. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I've liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make choices that I like. Otherwise, we get killed. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feeling inside of me that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? I used to feel that way. Small, unimportant, alone, but lately I'm not so sure. I've started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe on this island I might meet someone special. You look at Spirit, who's turned from the ocean to look at you while speaking on the topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps something more? I don't know what this island has planned for me. Ah, a friend? Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once, back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. Mood, my dear, mood. I was so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone and to be the perfect student, perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, this might sound silly, but Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out. And then, you know, chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? No dragon, just fire. A raging inferno, in fact. Begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon. Ha! I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. Breathing fire, that's some hobbit-type nonsense. I'm a descendant of a proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level. Looks like there's only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find out it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboard in hands, and they're waving it in the air above their heads. Very important we stick to the itinerary and attend each of the events as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirty points is not part of the evening activities. Strictly slotted for after campfire stories. At this rate, you'll be late. Playing sick. No, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, go, go! I love them so much. My model is really funny when I drink water. Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. Not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you haven't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for the evening activities. We only have time for one person to share their super spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share. How will we decide? Oh great, we have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did it, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No more fuss, no more muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you. But you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time. While I was passed out? I've been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald. You don't try to flex your authority gimmick one more time, so help me. I'll snap your head right off, and then I'll drown you in yours blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody names any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get on story time, so... France, who do you think we should... Damn it, that's the name. Please pick someone quick so that this topic vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. I thought you ordered them yesterday.
No, I ordered them.
Okay. Yeah.
Went to 7-Eleven and got Liam a Red Bull, and she's like, "Get me one. Get one yourself."
Yeah.
She gave me 24 fucking hours.
Yeah. I told you.
What?
No, she's been wanting you to leave.
But now she's changed her fucking tone.
No, it's because she's happy because she knows there's a limit.
I know, but...
Yeah, until it opens up. Yeah.
Unless she...
Yeah, because then you're getting, the same amount of hours over there as you are over there. Yeah. And then you're just saving on gas. I choose you, Spirit, like a Pokemon. We're going after Spirit this time, and I've already made a few stupid decisions, so we'll see if I get the date or not. Probably. I'd be down for that. Whoa, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid IP infringement lawsuits. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Oh, really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even for me, and I literally pulled the guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. Everyone else is going to chit-chat. I guess I can just sit down, and Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. You know when it's worth fighting, and when it's not. Hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I've selected, and we're gonna tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. The dark summer night, warm rain seeping from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hoda, a celebrity investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she'd ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds were beginning to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. How could anyone resist wanting to know more? From there, in the middle of a busy, strange alien in its appearance, massive in its size. No one knew how it had gotten there. Was it delivered? Built on site? Such a busy area. Excuse me. How could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story and looks from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She is in her element. Help me, someone cries inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was every detective in the city was there, looking this strange structure up and down, inspecting it to every side. Doesn't make sense. There were no doors, windows, no fasteners or seams. Completely solid, much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up and here I was. I was so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger is tense situation. No stranger to tense situations. Detective Oda comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not only bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on and there was no progress opening the box. As night grew longer, the seeping rain puddled on the ground. The man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic in need of help. But Detective Oda was no help at all, powerless to save him. Guilt began to weigh on her. It never had before. Don't let me die here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Oda. You're not alone. I am here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together. We won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest passageways, Detective Oda watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence as the hopelessness of the moment. Promise, asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised, I do. A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any other hostage she'd ever worked so hard to free before. So, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it scared Detective Oda, for she knew that he would return. And he did, pressing his lips to the narrow slit of that horrible box, repeating his question again. Steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise? Promise I'm not alone? Yes, I do. She pressed her palm against the cold outside of the box. Without truly knowing why, Detective Hoda leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into this strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall onto this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matching beat for beat of his soft touch. Thank you, said the man. No trace of fear remained in his voice. He backed away from the darkness, disappearing a second moment in eerie calmness. Get back, yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hoda and the box, breaking a silence that had soon to be filled with the cacophony of whirling gears and clicking latches, symphony of mechanical energy happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever had been pulled. The side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hoda gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And then her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There in the corner of the box was a pile of pieces, parts of a doll almost, pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Oda had to think of him in the moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from each other, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue, tears falling from her chin and soaking into the sand on the feet. You're blown away by the story. Safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up to the sky. anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring at you. You have to do something. The game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said do something. We're just gonna give her a hug. She's probably gonna cut me in half. But I think she needs a hug. You stand without saying anything. Approach Spirit, reaching your hands around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. Kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. Certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward moment and you nearly fall into the fire. Spirit says nothing, just floats away without so much as a goodbye. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired and I don't like this. You, meanwhile, realize that everyone just watched this truly strange interaction from the corner of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and sit up for a bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest music. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from the big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island, don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't want you on. I am the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in the ocean of sardines. I want to catch you, Trickster. Like, please. I don't have a drooling emoji, but drooling emoji. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. I need to do it. Sooner or later, I will find that bitch. Ooh. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make about that cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about it just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I can tell it was having an effect on you. This bug follows me around, but I can feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a god. I mean the narrator. You're doing it again right now. So calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Been in the hot tub with Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day, and I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that, just don't forget our talk. Yeah. Let's get Spirit. Hell, fucking yeah, let's go dip. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for the evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore more similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not in any other orically. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life. So was the person in the story. Perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped, one might say, in the most puzzling place. Also completely regular choice. And I'm sure his lips were blue. Your lips are blue. Not in this picture, but your lips are blue. Do you call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins, or, well, maybe it's coagulated now, but we need to sweat for the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with blade weapons precedes my entrance into the world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with as many sharp edges. A person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here or there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbering about it. I dreamt that story like watching a movie in my sleep when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. It's a very adult story for a child to dream. You believe me? Hell yeah! I know we just met, but yeah, I believe you. The way you told that story, it's clearly coming from somewhere deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're gonna get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Now you got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about that? If I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air's got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from a puzzle box. If you believe that she's the... Damn it, you got me again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum on what's surely to be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry off. Look at her face. Sorry, kids. It's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off in the distance, her hand gripping the tight fist. She doesn't notice that you're watching her at first. Then she catches you looking. He turns away, roughly grabbing the towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. I don't want to make her mad. I want that date. I'm going to fail at this date. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on a chilly night. Looking to the crackled embers, you think about Spirit's story about the person in the puzzle box. You manage to escape this place. Will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiarity, creeping smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit of a menacing to see a smile like that lit by the fire. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we've gone to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. You try to keep the volume at a minimum. Our other guests aren't the type you want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? I already know this part. Let's spin. Hell yeah. We're gonna do that and then we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna go talk to Spirit. Oops. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What, even the dead like to relax? I don't really have any of those things around. She pulled out a comb! Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item, a small comb carved out of bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though, and if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. Dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky, but now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, so this one's still undeniably odd. Human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that, even as an amnesiac video game protagonist. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You never get to be 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. I'm not hydrating enough for that, Ocean. You gotta try harder. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Wraith stares at you awkwardly. He says nothing, just stares. You look around to see if there's something going on behind you on either side, but nope, just staring. Oh, you're awake! I saw you in the spirit before bedtime, and you make some sort of alliance? Are you with? Wraith scans the horizon. I'm just making sure you are who you say you are. I've been burned before, but something seems off on this island since you arrived. Even more off than usual. Maybe we could talk more about it tomorrow. It's just, since you got here, it's just, I think we could have a nice day tomorrow together. It's just, I have no idea how long I've been here with these monsters. To be honest, I have no idea either. They're just awful, boring, loud, and stupid. You're different. There's finally someone here on my level. Thoughtful, interesting, gentle. I think we could be, you know, have fun. I could show you some cool stuff if you want. If you don't, that's really cool. I get it, no pressure. In fact, probably just forget I was here. Good night. Finally alone for real this time. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Most of the time I get Trapper there. I do want to check one thing real quick. Who have I not kicked to the curb yet? I haven't done Wraith yet. I thought I did Spirit already. Okay, so I have to do Wraith today, and then I've got to do, and then I have to do Spirit next week. I don't want to do Spirit. I like Spirit. All right. I am probably going to try to skip through these because they're pretty similar for everything. I don't think I'm going to read all of them because all it is just them asking you questions and being like, oh yeah, I really like them, or oh no, I don't really like them. They're talking about their first interaction. It's pretty much the same on all of them, and I'm just kind of like, I'm going to skip Bloody Revenge. Just because it's a lot of words and I don't want to read all of them. Because most of them are the same because they're just kind of like, oh, well, I think everything's going well, or no, I don't think everything's going well. And I'm like, just, no, please no. My voice could use a break. Even though I'm going to be reading a lot more. All right. You open your eyes. The sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. You feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare either, though, just yet. At least they're making for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying a coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start off this incredible day right. Can I just drink the cup of joe and let Trickster just take me? Like, Trickster, just come over here, take me, bring me to the other island, please. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious about his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today's an important one. My only regret is I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. You want to ask him how you reach the other island, but now is not the time. Never mind, he left. At least he brought me a cup of... Don't drink that! What the hell was that? Don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anything casually poisoning, imprisoning, or torturing you yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place that gives you 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. Can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not the Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn in this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love, or that is the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean's right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You really should judge it by the artist's intent. Whatever else, yeah, we're gonna skip past this part because they're just talking about rating it. Should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do have some great points. Sure, great points, I agree. Can we move on? Yeah, of course, apologize. Last minute aside, you enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, it's been really, I've been having a lovely time. Oh, lovely. We love to hear that because this is the place we hear. Isn't that the place we're all about, finding love? No. Shut up, Dwight. You'll get us killed again and again and again. Do we need to ask you one more question, though? We have to sign away all your rights about negativity of this place. Please sign the signed disparagement agreement. No. No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word. I, France, agree to terms of... Perfect. Delightful. Alright, we're just gonna skip past this until we actually get to breakfast. Perfect timing. Everyone rolls in the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and... So much for maintaining these beach buds. We're all... Was that you? Okay. Also, Boo has a huge cut on the bottom of his chin that we're gonna have to catch him and put some Neosporin on. Yes, you did that. You did that, and he broke it open more. But yeah, if you catch him, you'll notice it right away. I got him to lift his head up a little bit, but we'll put Neosporin on him when we cut his nails. So much for maintaining these beach buds. Half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magical powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. Take a plate. We're gonna skip through this part. Just kidding, you know my cleavers. Okay, we're just gonna skip through this part because they're all just talking about their weapons and their breakfast, and they want us to all join them. I've done this 2 times already. I'm gonna start skipping through more things because I'm like, we've done these and these are the same thing that have been in every single one. Alright, we go to the hot tub. You hear that? You addressing me again? Oh, this is where they're trying to stab each other. Yep. And then make it uncomfortable. We're just gonna skip through that part because I have done that so many times already. And I need to save my voice a little bit. Yeah. But yes. You on a date with me? Yeah, I'll go on a date with the ocean. Check-in group. Fishy lately. Whatever. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. Do you see my abs? I want to go to the IP island. Please, please, Trickster, take me. Trickster's never gonna take me. Should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it. We won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you. It's my private spot, but I guess I got a feeling that you'll appreciate it the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. Or I'll get them. Or I'll get them all, and I'll get my father too, and I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. It radiates a menacing energy, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Look at all this time on Murder Island has got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. I've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen there's a little more sensitive side to her. Which one do you think will win out? Considering her offer, but before you can decide to go out with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island vying each other's attention, we might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I couldn't let you go off of the Goth Lighthouse without speaking up first. You know, her secret spot. You see everything through the holes of this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can hang today. Plenty of room in my cabin, wink wink. Pretty cute that Huntress thinks that she can say wink wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quick. We're going over to Spirit. Gotta go with Spirit. You made the correct decision. Look at her! Look at her glow! Correct decision, but know this. Just because you picked me doesn't mean that I'm going to be slobbering all over you like a dog, understand? Of course I... got a lot to prove to me then. I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before, literally with a katana. Katana that I now wield in spectral form, you feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that it's a yes. It's too late to change your answer now. We're going to the lighthouse. We're going to the lighthouse. We're going to the lighthouse. We haven't been here yet. Or at least we haven't been here in like this story arc. We've been here to visit, but not like be here. You and Spirit arrive at the coast overlooking the black lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would draw in such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. Noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color, it's the absence of color. It's a void, like a black hole, a place that swallows a light, a dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's much more into the type of the strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth is where you are, you wonder. Lapping waves of the shore and sea set off a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up on the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last long, though. However, the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl like a monster dying. Spiraling black light stretches across the sky. Spirit has to yell just for you to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The light and sound recede and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays down a towel and pats it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do with it. This is an invitation to get your hands-on action. What else could it be? Thanks, I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell in the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away when you slather lotion all over your body. You need any help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand float around your back. Buck? Yes, sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way by floating her own hand across her back to spread it. The fact that your hand just floats out around you like that, you can reach things way easier than I can. Almost like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but floating severed limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you wish for as a kid. I'd much rather be able to read minds. Maybe then I'd understand why people act the way they do. Truly sorry. I didn't think about what your experience was like. Sometimes humor is how you deal with uncomfortable situations, but clearly you read the room wrong. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. Worse than death, and at least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It's literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull out all of these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to the pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. Hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me is doing to me what that world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, France. I suppose a little help isn't that bad. In love, in life, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having my own body contorting into these vengeful positions really does a number on my joints. Rubs the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. Love it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Why is it always feet? Perfect. Oh, not perfect, but not bad. I just missed! 2, 3. Okay, not bad, not bad. I'll take not bad. Well, I suppose that the lotion made it wherever it was supposed to go eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there's a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. You look at the lighthouse, it's ominous, dark, hovering above the moment between spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is. In this case, it does you a solid by blurting out an ominous moan and bursting that black light that rescues you from the awkward silence. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to put my feet up. A pirate ship? From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows itself, a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed the seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it canters towards the shore. Careens, before crashing into the rocks. Must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear a distant shout of sailors as the wooden ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh, right, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? No, the sharks will take care of it. Wait a minute. The ocean's quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But this time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or anything. I came here for that. It's something from the ship, isn't it? Wraith points at the lighthouse. It's indifferent to his attention. I'm seeing it in my dreams, shining its light on me. I can't avoid it. Through the woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. But duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or the mermaids I saw wash up on the shore that one time. Oh, ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you catch my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy. An epic river of lies that run beneath the island or something. Pretty sure I figured it out. The basics, anyhow. If you can come with me, I can get out. I can get cut. Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs a few steps away slowly. You're the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Oh, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, tension broken, death moans quietly. Wraith banished back to, well, wherever he hangs out. You scoot closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. quite clear how that whole fog things work, but you don't even care. You're feeling in the moment, this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek of the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't actually see the next interruption coming. Claudette and Dwight bursting in on you and interrupting whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like you were worried about bumping into them much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us at the beach. But we're making a very dramatic announcement. Hard being producers and hosts. Are survivors supposed to work for groups? Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? Of course they are. When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising any announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand there quietly. It isn't all what they promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is a me. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair. Literally and figuratively. I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I've got sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first day I've had and nice day I've had, and I don't know how long because it's even clear what year it is, but a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. I'm not messing things up. Like I keep telling you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept the difficult truth. What happening here, well, I'm convinced it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair, crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I cannot not fight, even when all I might do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks. You hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking. We all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, you cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but it sure sounds like video game community forum thread. Even if there's such a thing. Not that you know anything about that either. Sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make the choice, so I'm going to do that right now, and I choose Spirit. Well, it comes down to neither of these two seemed easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has glass shards sticking out of her, but she's a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, the hell with fate, really. But don't take it this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you packed into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. About that second guessing yourself, you must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken, yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a bit awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. I have a bet that some of the secret endings are picking the opposite person who you weren't on the date with. I have many things I have to do later on. But I want to do at least one run through of each of these stories, and then after that, probably Fridays is going to be Cult of the Lamb for me. It's going to be fun, and then Tuesdays is going to be really, really chill, and it is going to be, it is going to be my, oh my goodness, I don't want to be yawning. But Tuesday is probably going to be my my indie games again, and I'm going to be doing To the Rescue for a little bit longer. I don't really know how the story mode goes for it or how long it goes, but I'm going to keep exploring with that and seeing what happens. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Spirit walks you around the corner to show you something she discovered in this place and had known was meant to be connected to her journey, a cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but it's begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. Also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. Spirit steps up to the tree. A cold breeze pulls some... Oh, it's so pretty! Come cascading through the air around both of you. Do you know the meaning of a cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be there near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of fleeting nature of life, fragile morality. In a way, it's a specter of looming death that calls attention to a special moment to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, France? The knowledge of life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain... Aww! To explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, so why should that matter? Then it dawns on you. Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly fate of death with no hope to cycle back, no rebirth, her moment of blossoming long gone. Scary times of death and decay that come after the good part, that is Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. You answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once the falling cherry blossoms represented the soul of the samurais. Those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives in me, in my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. My cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though the petal falls, they soon replenish. It's as if it were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By someone with no respect of balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But it's time we got a really good reason, and it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that definitely is not happening. Nobody accused you of it, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Oh my goodness. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. I don't think we're getting the date with Spirit. I think I fucked up too many times because I'm answering what I'm thinking is like a good answer, and it's clearly not. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining, and that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from the spending all afternoon with the psycho killer. No, you're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing, it's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Please, just give me Trickster. That's all I want, game. Please give me Trickster, that's all I want. I'm gonna have to hunt him down in my own personal game. Rafe is here too. And we're not going to do the gag where we cram everyone on screen. Okay, now it's just doing the same thing. Okay. Sick of watching everyone gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with, well, you know, trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending nightmare. So tonight, none of that. I'm really not hungry anyways, so I say we do a simple salad or something. Green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo is gross. Pine with lettuce just doesn't have to be fancy. Not iceberg though. There's no nutritional value. Letting Wraith choose was a mistake. That's on all of us. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You had an interesting day, that's for sure. How would you describe it to the group? Okay, don't sit there and say nothing. Nothing is an option. Gush about my date. I wish you could all meet real spirit. She's beautiful, soft. Yeah, I picked the wrong answer. Looks horrified. Seriously, did you not? No, I'm just really dumb. I just want to gush about my cute date. Seems clear to me you did not. Don't you mean bone? No, everything has a lot of bones, even the vegetables. It's impossible to avoid on this island. I am an idiot with this game some days. I'm an idiot with a lot of dating games because I'm just like, I just want to gush. I want to choose answers that I would probably pick that seem like they'd be right options, but no, these answers are not the answer. Tensions are rising, both sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean the table. They linger around as you pick at your plate. Take your napkin and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? I'm gonna thank them. Top-notch service. In fact, here, for doing our jobs, thank you. Everyone, if you would please be so kind to follow us to the fire pit, we'd appreciate it. All right, we're going to the fire pit. Because it's the same thing that happens after dinner every time. And now we're gonna pick another story. I'll tell a story. I've already done romance. Shit, I can't remember if I've done action or adventure. I kind of want to do, well, I think I've done romance a few times. I kind of want to do adventure. Oh my gosh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Now we're talking. Not my favorite, but I respect your choice and nod politely. You don't have to say that, Wraith. Just nod politely. Okay, ready. Here goes. I really like to go fishing. Solid hobby. Great foundation for a story, I'm sure. Pause. Everybody's waiting on bated breath. Barely even tonight. Your pun is better than the story. You sure that's all you have to say? Yeah, you were kidding. What type of story? Action. Time I got into a bar fight. Oh my god, I said a barn fight. A bar fight. Group is interested. They lean in. I'm all ears. Not talking about the buckets of them I have on my boat. Crack open a beer by smashing the bottle cap on the nearest rock before seating. I was at the local watering hole powering up with my regular 12 beers before I slay at the pool table. Play is good. Steely Dan blasts from the jukebox. The bartender tips the jar full to the brim. Pound the final pint and smash the glass on the counter as they demand shots for the entire joint. Patrons cheer for me. I am their god. Suddenly, I hear a telltale revving of engines outside, motorcycles. Saloon doors open wide. Wait, it's a saloon now? And in walks my arch nemesis, Big Slim, the giant of North Toledo. He sounds sexy. Thought I smelled some acrid from Akron. When I hopped off this hog, Slim says with a sneer. Get up from my stool, the gal behind me rubbing my shoulders, revving me up for the inevitable fight. A long way from home, aren't we, Slim? What are we fine people of Elm Street gonna do without someone to tell them someone's second cuff? What? Tell them someone's second-hand cufflinks tonight, I taunt him. He strokes his oily beard. Yeah, this story has a lot of specific geographical references to it. I have a perfectly good job at that pawn shop. Why are you coming at me like that? Slim yells. That's fair, I scream back. Why do you hate each other? I can't even remember. Something about cutting me off in traffic, but that was a misunderstanding. Well then, let's hug it out. Oh my gosh, and we made up. What about the bar fight? Oh yeah, we got in a real blowout fight later that night. Really yelled our proverbial heads off. But it was just an argument about whether it should be pop or soda. It's soda. If you say pop, you're wrong. Come on. I love you, Trickster. I gave up headlining at Coachella for this. Your laughs hysterically, probably laughing at you. What's the laughing you're ready to accept? It was kind of a story, technically. Okay, that was not a good story. Doesn't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but the narrator has to keep it real. You can't just end it there. So who else should we hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. I want to listen to another story from Spirit. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but better than whatever you had for anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who's dead now and can't do anything about it. Called The Bride, or technically I suppose the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decides the next spring they would be married. Two of them madly in love and could not wait till the snow to melt. They could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the last bridal trends, they decide to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They choose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or fiancé, I guess since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship. He definitely was not to be trusted. Having decided for such a lovely natural setting for their ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out the best blooms that could be found and prepared to pick them herself in the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored by the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the bride, or fiancé, since they had not been married, became obsessed with knowing just as many as they were, that she could choose the absolute best. Then a fateful morning of her big day finally came. The fiancée told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand to run before the ceremony. Excited for the ceremony to come, she trusted her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems to collect them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, there was something she did not expect. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view, a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flowers after flowers, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance in the spring air, the bride, or fiancé, crept further and further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzards. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowed glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, the guests gathered at the farmhouse. The fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and loved began to look for her, but no avail. They searched the pastures, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them, distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you were loved by someone for who they were, out there all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like somebody we know. That was story time. A lot of people have to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think of it, think it's the end, the sequel's almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of an episodic style of storytelling. Oh my goodness, I'm getting yawny again. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off individual installments, builds a gear of sense community building between the audience and creator. The existence, don't answer that, we don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Wait, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know what we need to get back to. That thing that we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight and try not to wink wink. Oh my goodness, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? What kind of double entendre are you talking about to end up dead thing? Dwight is physical and capable of winking, not since the accident. But you do know that it's all these people are despicable criminals and not with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit, she doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Here's somebody trash talking, Spirit. Deal me in. All right, I'm gonna skip through this part because it's always the same. So I'm gonna go pick somebody who I'm gonna go hang out with. We're gonna hang out with Spirit. Oh, you picked me, yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. Oh, I despise funniness, if you should be honest with me. You make for interesting company, but I love the idea of winning over all these killers at all costs. Even when I hate the game and prizes, it's been a long day, floating subservient expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task. Not worth taking, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melts my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. I just want a nice date with Spirit. Alright. We're at the bar to get wasted. I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink? Is that like fall out of the hole of your stomach? Or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poisoning of the body and mind. I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time. Why did you choose a mixology lesson for your romantic evening? Everyone knows this kind of date is an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, it's not a single person who's ever learned anything at one of these things. Wait, now that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa, who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off the menu. I love them. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you know that you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father. Of whom you will have your bloody vengeance? Right. Well, so be it. How about you, France? Do you drink? I'm gonna stay sober. Got the impression that tonight will be a night that I will want to remember perfectly, so I'm gonna pass on alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. We watch Spirit pick up a plump cherry and roughly stab a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop onto Spirit's lap. Oopsies. One of the upsides to wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No takesy backsies. So lovebirds, what drinks shall we make tonight? I want a dark and stormy. Those are actually really good. How about a dark and stormy? Oh, I got a good one. Ooh, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how the dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract, and a bit of apple juice. Pour it over ice, and then fresh ginger beer is added to it. Garnish with a lime wheel, and drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe? Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you've got it. You're a natural, a sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free I've felt since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. I want to make out a little fun. Make out a little? Oh my god, I misread that so badly. I was like, wait a second. At the bar? Make a little fun? What? You breathe a sip of... You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get a guess out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and it immediately starts a fire. The activities end abruptly and Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. Of course it wants to ruin our date. Boo. Boo. Gang all gathers together at the volleyball court. It only seems like yesterday you were sitting at the sidelines. Yes, it was yesterday. About to go to your beauty rest. Volleyball court. Round robin. How round are we talking? Not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to ask you a question about your date tomorrow. Okay, we're going to do the date stuff. So I'm going to skip around on this. Too long. It's fine without moving. He lowers his voice. Tomorrow we'll find my ball. Oh my gosh. I said tomorrow we find my balls. And I'm like... No, that's not the right word, brain. My bell. If we find it, we can tell you what's going on. He wants to bond and get off this island. Okay, so we already know what all these dates are, and we're gonna just skip past it because we already know what all these dates are. Or at least I've already played this twice, and we already know what the dates are. Welcome to Murder Island. Yeah. They're talking about being sexy. They're talking about being fate. They're like, hey, you know that you've been talking with Spirit a lot. Which sociopath are we eliminating? I think it's Wraith. I looked this up earlier. Who's the one I haven't done yet? Wraith. I'm sorry. I love you, Wraith, so much. Okay, I'm sorry, Wraith. I'm sorry. I almost accidentally chose Spirit, and I love that body pillow. But I almost chose Spirit, and I was like, shit, no, Spirit's the one who I'm going for today. Alright, we're gonna skip through this, because they're just being like, they're mad, or they're like, oh, I was worried about being eliminated or not, and he's like, go bring me to the IP Island, talking about Ghostface. I've been through this part. This is the same through all of them. There are certain parts where it's just the same in every single playthrough. And I'm like, no, please. I'm not going to read through all of that. I've done that twice already on stream. And I'm at the point where I'm like, no, I don't want to read through all of it again. Because as you saw, it is a lot to read through. Right now, they're being like, oh, here's a hint. You might get friend-zoned by your killer. I'm going to get friend-zoned by Spirit no matter what, because I fucked up a lot. But I'm trying to, like, skip some of the reading so that I can save my voice a bit, especially because these are things that we've already read before. It's like, I don't want to read it all over again for a third time. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person in resisting the urges to show me the sharp edge of your katana. For that, I thank you. Ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall up the eyes of the dark storm, that's our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, France. Hell yeah! Give me that challenge. Thought it would be a nice day to start out our date on Trapper's Yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kind of hate this basic tropical version stuff, like yacht vacation stuff, And snorkeling at whatever. It's good to see it at least more to me than what I've already gotten to experience. Excuse me, you know, but my whole vibe can be a little dark. Hat, swimsuit, plume of floating hair. It's always who I am. I was a normal young woman once, went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at the restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me, and as I woke, a undead avenger. It's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I need to be seen. I don't even know by whom. A lot of time when I think about ghosts, they're kind of see-through. Flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe that's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know. It depends on what movie you're watching. But when I died, I dare you try to reach your hand through me. Like, really, that's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. But I've got my ideas. But not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques and trying to find clues to analyze their meanings. I don't want to take this experience seriously, though. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give this process a chance. It may be a dumb process and one that's I have extremely little respect for as a person. But you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are and where you came from, and rather than freak out and simply try to swim away, you gave this a chance. I actually don't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage or open mind, or maybe you stuck around because you like somebody here. Maybe, just maybe. While the two of you are getting in deep and philosophically flirting, the yacht pulls up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everyone off. There were other stops. Oh no, not of this trip, of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves off for the shore. I'm just messing with ya. There's only one stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it ourselves. But there's seriously no other stops. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. Ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. Oh my god. They're doing that because it's Trapper's yacht. As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a real good time. I'm gonna bet they added that because there's some new secret endings that I don't remember seeing before, and I'm gonna guess that they've added some new, like, not DLC, but some new endings. You've arrived at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circle lazily, no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hadn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? Spirit placed her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. Cool to the touch, but you feel that faintness of a pulse. My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who's lived to tell about it. We're going right there. Pointing to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey, how's everyone doing today? Certainly seems to be taking a whole elimination thing. Maybe this is the opposite of that. Better not to bring up all that if he hasn't completed Melted Down. Hi, Wraith. You seem a bit cheerier today. Something strange is definitely going on with that guy. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sinking in the ocean air like it's the greatest thing that has ever sucked. France, thank you. Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date today. Alone, again, forever. This is how I meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of, on the date that you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Heading up to the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said that no one's been up there and lived to tell about it. But this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms in front of Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead now, he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey, now, we can solve all our problems about our hair floating into menacing shapes. It's just, I've just been over here running away, enjoying the view. You know, I think Wraith was kidding about the whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean on account of, you know, it being a lighthouse. However, he does bring up an interesting point regarding how do I say it? Spirit's hand floats as she scratches her head, complainingly. You don't usually see her at the loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to from all corners of the world, if not further. Well, duh, you saw the freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time only to crumble at the rocks beneath the spooky tower. But you decide not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic now, would it? Well, I think I'm alive. I'm here with you, walking in this beach. I feel the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here, with me, the spirit. Does that make you feel alive? I guess I don't know. You come with me to the eye of the Black Lighthouse. You may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If we were to commit right here and now to figuring this out as friends, we could put that risk off another time. Just be friends? Ouch! Is this her way of letting you off easily? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there, and there's nothing I can do about it. Hey, we're gonna go up and maybe die because we can be with Spirit. You take a deep breath and think about every particle in the sphere as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. Maybe the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with this information. I don't need another friend. I want something more, and I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. I've made a good choice. Inside the lighthouse, it's almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside it's a void. Last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight. Petrified body laying at the stairs, reaching not up but down as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. Things we do for love. It's the lighthouse. When you arrive at the lantern room in the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room as though it hadn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning not a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking over the ocean all day. I really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was my kind of date. Really? I don't remember. I just called it the perfect date and you can't bother to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it, but just for some reason my mind is completely blank. But hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. Doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has power to it. Massive lens reflects moonlight through itself and subtle sparks that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went, staring into this light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I've had a really great time. That's it. Don't get me wrong. It was really cool and all. I guess I don't know what I expected. Suppose you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened. Might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry, anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me flip the light for the staircase on so it's easier to get down. The stairs look pretty dark. Maybe it's... Spirit is interrupted as a strange hum when it becomes frighteningly clear that the switch wasn't for the stairs. It was for the main lantern. A lantern that is now beginning to power up. Faint smell of burning begins to reach your nose. Look at her face! Looks looks like maybe that switch wasn't for the stairlight after all. Now we see who's really alive and who's really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not to look in the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but it is magic and it kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but well, I'm a little scared. Don't look directly in the light. Open your eyes and look at me and I'll keep you safe. Fuck me. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful face. Perfect. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful face. 4. Yes! Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Oh, not bad. 2, 3. 7, 8. Ah! Okay, not bad. Not bad. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist it, the incredible force of energy from the Black Lighthouse's lantern's eye refuses to subside. No, it cannot be ignored, and it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. At the end, it's just a trivial game. This is a real life and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind. Weird things. How's it been? How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or feeling more alive? Yeah, well, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon. Ocean? Excuse you? You wait to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You get a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for a sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else and not at you. You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, it's time it's you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought you would... you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looked like, and it looks like a whole different than this. What? I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, nobody. Oh yeah? Fine, nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. Dumping Evan McMillan. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rin, Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're lying on the ground of some weird tunnel. I think your shouting woke up France. My shouting? I'm sorry, I think I'm interrupting something very personal and quite scary. I swear I wasn't trying to listen in, but I heard a lot. Probably not everything. I think I woke up in the middle. What did you hear? You just dumping Trapper. We're never together. I mean, well, we were together. Wink, wink, wink. I know you're wearing a mask, but I can see your eyes. You don't need to say wink, wink, wink out loud. Another reason I'm right to have dumped you. You did not. It was mutual. And jig is up, as they say. Jig is, as you say, up. And they know you're awake now, and you're gonna have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here. Not here on this island, or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as the island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As for the tunnel goes, we brought you here. We? You and Trapper? But after the lighthouse light came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new and old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, and I asked Trapper for help. Not that I can't carry you, it's just I didn't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messy with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than have an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. Creepy, Trapper. I could have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper. Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper's a real jerk, and you'd be right. But you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because they're the only ones who know about this place. Part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. Hey, what's up, guys? Talking Island Mysteries, my favorite topic. Well, just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this place was private. Don't look at me, I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Oh, geez, I can see I'm not wanted. So, you three a throuple now, or... Because I gotta say, I really didn't get the whole trapper spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. I don't stick my nose in it. We're not a thing. Nobody traps the trapper, not with traps or with relationships. And you do realize that you're sticking your nose in business right now. Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel is an interesting feature. I'm about to head 50 meters down that way. You'll find... Get out. Wraith looks around, just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. Well, I was just leaving. This island is a lovely place, which is great for me. I love to be lonely place. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me, and it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship, because somebody really didn't want to have a talk, but we were more than friends. I dispute the event as told, for the record. I don't pursuit, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. Though I hate to ask, but I did just look into the refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at? Oh my gosh, I'm reading the wrong voice. What were you good at? Well, for starters, excuse me, I'll take that question. Thank you very much. If you know anything about me now, is that I'm on the quest for revenge. Exactly. What you might not know is Trapper is like a great classic maestro of revenge. Maestro. Trapper blushes behind his mask. That's one way to compliment a killer. Revenge against friends who turned his backs and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against the barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name is actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper's an inspiration. And that says, and they say never date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along, France. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on what you've nothing real to offer again. Well, I'm not sure where you got all of that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that there aren't everything about me. And then I can embrace those things that oh my gosh, not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession of revenge and mind-blowing sex on the ground in a dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross, clearly appealing to Trapper's better features has been a winning strategy for dumping his ass, because he seems to be taking it quite well. Whole half-assed dumping show parody thing. At first I obviously thought it was a lame idea. What kind of moron thought that there was an audience for this? Then we spent some time together and I realized that there's actually something here. But I don't want to give up on us. Listen, France, while you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinion. Doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you have to get through me first. By passing the Trapper's Test, TM, coming to BHVR TV, Sundays at 8 p.m. Welcome to the Trapper Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Question 1. What's Spirit's real name? The one given to her by her father, which lets her real friends call her. Got that run right. Don't celebrate. Question 2. What lives inside? A dragon. Good, easy. Question 3. Where did Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl? A restaurant. You know, I think I would date a waitress. I don't think my father ever mingled with the help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. Black. Questions are specific. Yeah. Question 5. Final question. According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Fuck everything. Doesn't really regret parts of her life. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna look this one up. I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry, everybody. We are 1000% gonna cheat. Because I don't want to fuck this up. Oh my gosh. I just want to get this last question right. That's what I was thinking, not being seen for who you are. Okay. But I was also kind of like, oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna get the friendship ending, but we'll see. Yeah. So I kill them all, and right on the spot, we're killing them, didn't solve any of the budget problems. Telling you that it's A, to brag, B, to explain why the only thing we're gonna win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's test. Now, that is some huge challenge. I mean, a woman obsessed with the giant light that shines in the dark and chip on her shoulder for being seen? Go figure. Probably guessed the rules, even if I just made them up. So I guess I approve of you dating Spirit or whatever. Never really cared in the first place. I'm just hoping you slip up and give me a good excuse to get my blade wet with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. Sorry you had to endure that. What, 5 measly questions? It was nothing. Not even that. It's ridiculous and unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. Waking up in a random tunnel, overhearing our argument, news that the Trapper and I were somewhat going on, the stupid quiz, all of it, especially the Trapper out catchphrase. Only because I actually like you. None of this would have happened if I didn't. I like you too, Spirit. Please, call me Rin. Rin. I don't really feel like our lighthouse experience was complete. There was something else I wanted to show you, alone in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gutter, France. It's not going to be that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told no. Wait, it is that kind of a game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back there with me. No place I'd rather be. I'm excited to see if we get the friend or if we get the a good ending, because I know how to get the good or bad ending. I hope I get the dating ending. You're excited to return to the lantern room of the lighthouse, despite all the drama and worry that was previously part of this place in the day. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing. When you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny to see you here. Wait, did I say funny? I mean tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be more tragic about a family reunion? There's always joyous occasions in my experience. Before they can explain what's even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl in a low, frightening sound. Lens begins to glow in a now familiar way. You prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for any reality show adjacent shenanigans, Dwight. Claudette, shield your eyes. You don't know what this lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You'd think after all this time, you know that we've got your best interest in mind. Wait, what? No, of course, I don't think that, but got wax in your ears, friends. I asked you not to interrupt. Too late. The black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In a place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. Before you can focus on them, light passes and the two Two survivors are returned to their original states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch your language. You shouldn't speak that way. And you're around your elders. Grandpa? My little Rin, you're such a woman. So grown up so fast. A what? Hence meet my grandpa, Kazan Yamako. Yamaka. I'm not gonna pronounce that right, and I apologize. Technically not just my grandpa. Technically he's my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, and that's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expect you to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except for Rin. She can do whatever she wants. My precious little angel. But you... Oni stares at his demonic red eyes. Pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off my kanabo. Kanabo is a metal baseball bat that's covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamako bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette. Remember, we explained to you that you're going to come meet your great-great-great-granddaughter's suitor and give or withhold your approval. 5 greats! Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Wait, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have a great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I would be too distracted by torturing him for all of eternity to continue with the rest of whatever this is. Show, game, experience. Yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my power and magnitude can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, cousin. Only my friends and family call me cousin. Those who tremble with fear call me the Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper in not only the sheer size of this man that the Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit is a type. You sure you can or want to measure up to that? Dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you've tried to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now is not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with a first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai man-dogging you 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with cousin. Peasant! I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Like great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, like great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Pops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days, they always waiting to kill people, insisting they deserve it. Back in my days, you did what was needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his days? For such an imposing presence, he sure gets off a serious old man yelling at cloud vibes. Oh my goodness. You see, when I was a young man, I didn't have much foreigners in my land. Didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much, if you ask me. But I didn't make the rules. The rules did exactly as it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, dating, dining, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? Spirit giggled at a great, okay, I'm not saying all of this every time. At Oni's forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so... Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every activity available in the samurai in the entire Edo period. Silent peasant, you showing your ignorance. Samurai are forbidden many activities that didn't befit the Bushido code. I am butchering these words, I'm pretty sure, and I'm so sorry. such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, samurai would put on a disguise in order to sneak out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I had honor and body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide, but clearly you have neither honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs about shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. Rin, why would you want such uneducated admirer as this? You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all of this information about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, you're really not sure how to handle this massive, demonic old man. Oh, wait, I get it, my sweet Rin, my beautiful descendant. You invited me here to do what you were too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my kanabo. Rin, wrap your robe around this Mongol's hands and hold them still. We'll splatter their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa? No, that's not why I invited you here. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. The whole saying wink thing out loud is getting really out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear, France has a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with a whole fair share of nonsense. Nonsense, which seems to be endless. Can we, wrap this up already? Of course, who I am to expect anyone to wait around for my approval. I've only been hanging out with as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Come now, just give an ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Now push them my way and I'll split them in half. Sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamako bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us on course for honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that the only one sacrifice can bring our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamako name. Lust for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose if this is the person you want to be with, go on your journey for bloody revenge with, I should simply trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms for the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. Me dropping something behind me. And if France ever treats me poorly, you have my word on our family's honor. I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. Tear rolls down from behind the Ani's demonic mask. Onis, not Anis. Oh my gosh. Blah, I know how to say that one. You sure you want to marry into this? Fuck yeah. One last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff, don't forget it, but maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, but it's already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Well, Rin, I'll see you again soon. Now let's go, servants. Clint, Denise, return me to my stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to? Yes, sure. I swear this is better than dealing with Trapper's dad. I'm sorry, I was disrespectful to your great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realized I'll never measure up to someone like that, a warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. Don't worry, I never expected you to, or want you to, really. All I wanted was the biggest brute alive. I'd be down in Trapper's cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. But that's not the life I've imagined for myself. This sense of abstract duty, anger at the world changing around me, a lust for blood, this is no way to live. And yet, as you know now, this is the Yamako's way of life. Forever, I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside of me. Or at least maybe I was until now. Call me the Dragon Tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no clue where that came from. I think we've spent enough time in this lantern room. We should go back down to the beach. The moonlight set a romantic mood as the storm clouds roll in and surround the black lighthouse. You know the sun might set, but we wait long enough. It will rise again. Hello, she took her clothes off. Hello, that is a wonderful bathing suit, just in general. Removes her sheer robe, showing you her strappy black bikini, her pale skin glowing under the moonlight. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Please don't let me fail this now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Last time was, well, definitely felt more concentrated, connected with you afterwards. To be real with you, I kind of just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear, though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled a foot freak. Not that there's anything wrong with feet, it's just there's something about that kind of attention that gets people talking. Steady, steady. Oh my god! Why am I being so bad at this? Oh, yay! Oh my gosh. God, it's so goddamn hot. I love feeling your hands slide down, up and down my feet and between my toes. My skin has never been more moist. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hand, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Lips lock onto yours. They're surprisingly warm and soft. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon and you find yourself in the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you off your feet. Come here, you. So that's what it feels like to fly. Spirit pulls you close. You feel bits of glass press into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean. Salty air stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. Lighthouse howls. Excuse me. Inside, in the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon inside her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will all have been worth it. Clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself, exhausted, away from Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it out, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck in me when I was, well, you know, I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertips over the sharp end of the glass shard. Keep it, consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. Did we get it? Was that the good ending? Arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time, France, to face your destiny. Well, actually about that, France, can we talk privately maybe? Not here. Maybe someplace would be better than talk. You know how we feel about schedule, Spirit. Very strongly. And you know how I feel about telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have this talk with France privately. It's not right to do this in front of everyone. You know, from my experience in upper management at my father's mines, I learned that you're gonna fire somebody. It's best to do publicly so they don't freak out. Please, enough of fire talk. Wait, you think? No, she couldn't be. They seem so in love. I mean, not really. Spirit is still Spirit. But if I try to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder France yet. So... Okay, fine. Your guess is as good as mine, really. The girl is really hard to read. Word of advice, though, if you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need advice. Everyone get out except for France. Ooh, did someone say final howls? That's my kind of whole jam. Can I stay, right? I would gladly have Trickster watch. Yes, please. Especially you out. Lame. Alone with Spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air. We're getting friend-zoned. More awful even than the lingering smell of Cleaver body spray. Ugh, gagging. We're all gagging. Spirit, Rin, I don't know what you have planned on saying, but before you say anything, just know that I really, really have enjoyed my time with you. Getting to know you over the past few days has helped me get to know myself. For that, I wanted to thank you. That's sweet. You're welcome. And you know what? It's the kind of thing that shows me that you've got a good heart inside of you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone who I can connect with, someone jaded and disproportionate, only driven forward by the desire for revenge. I need somebody who isn't warm to that I feel cold in comparison. I need somebody who isn't you. Yep, I get friend zoned. Can we just be friends? I don't know if... Before you finish that, just know that if we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies, and I will destroy you. Friends it is. I'm glad to have you here with me when I need you, but not too close when I don't. So yeah, we'll see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, what? That's it? This is how it ends? You're just leaving me here? I'm not sure if the word ends, but for that matter, I don't say that I'm leaving. But us, we're definitely through. In fact, you can't see that. Well, it just proves that we were never really belonging together anyhow. Good night, France. What the hell? We just spent all the time on the island doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told that I should have just left the chocolate factory through the side door. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said goodnight, France. See you around. Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer. It's because I didn't do the feat well enough, isn't it? No, it's because I didn't choose the right answers for a lot of the beginning stuff. Why did she keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. That's such a cute picture. Precious killers lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, while trapped in the never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? We made it this far. You should probably know that. You'll have to play again to find out more. Goodbye, France. See you around later. And again, and again, and again, forever. All right. So we have gone through spirits. So now we've gotten 1 date and love and 2 friend zones. I have a feeling that we'll get a date with Trapper, maybe. And we also got a bad ending with Huntress because I fucked up earlier, but not quite her bad ending. But it was fun. I'm really shit at dating games, but I love them with with a burning passion. They are a lot of fun. Again, thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you had a lot of fun today. I hope my voices weren't horrible because I feel like they probably were, but I couldn't do much to fix that. But tomorrow we have more Kingdom Hearts. Hopefully we will be finishing some endgame stuff. And then we start the week over again. I may throw in an extra stream either tomorrow or on Sunday because I am off on Monday. So I may throw in an extra stream just to get in a few extra hours and see if I can get people to join me. I may be playing with one of my friends, Red, the one who I normally raid. They are currently not streaming tonight, sadly, so I can't raid them tonight. I'll have to see if there's anybody online. Let's go take a peek while the credits are rolling. Who is online? Oh, Red finally followed me. Oh, Red, I thought you'd already been following me, but that's okay. Let's see if anybody is in right now who I could potentially raid. Where did I put my phone? I can look there easier. I'm trying to go for people who I know because I'm very nervous still because I'm a smaller streamer and I don't really know a lot of people. I'd love to get to know people, don't get me wrong. But I don't know people. Sean is playing. Oh, I'm not gonna raid Sean because I'm terrified of Sean. Sean is such a sweetheart. Oh, he's playing Back for Blood. I don't have anybody. It makes me kind of sad because I'm like, I'd love to like drop in and bring people to Sean's stream, but I think I'm gonna hold off on raiding, and maybe another time I will raid Sean's stream when I feel more confident as a streamer and when I feel more confident as like more, because I'm a very small streamer and I've been streaming for like almost 4 years now and have not hit affiliate, and I stream pretty religiously. But all right. Thank you everybody for joining me. We have finished the run for tonight. We are going to end for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining me. I will see all of you hopefully next time. Tomorrow we will be playing some Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories at 6 p.m. EST. And I may be potentially throwing in an extra stream either tomorrow afternoon or on Sunday sometime, where I am going to be playing some Cult of the Lamb, just to get some extra hours in. And once again, thank you everybody for joining me. Hopefully I will see you next time. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you again. This has been a lot of fun tonight, even though we did get friend zoned. It was a lot of fun. But all right, bye everybody.